Welcome to the Thursday Image Critique, Camera Artist Image Critique. I am your host, George DeLoache. I'm a portrait artist and photographer's coach, and this is where we help photographers learn to master the photographic arts. We've got some really great images to go with, and I'm going to be able to jump into those in just a couple minutes. Okay, there we go. That pretty much covers it. I'm gonna swing around here and excuse the back of my head. Excuse the back of my head and my bald spot. I'm getting bald. Oh boy. Let's see here. We want to jump into the images, and let's give you the first one. We are up on number 1, and the first one is Lee McDonald. Very good, Lee. You mentioned that you have to get the light up underneath the brim of the hat. You were demonstrating that. That's very cool and accurate. Now, I believe that everyone who has submitted images today has done a superior job. All of these images are way above what is ordinarily being turned out in our industry. But that's what I expect from Camera Artists Guild and from people who are here in the Guild. As you guys continue to submit your stuff, my only desire, my only intention is to try to help you become better at what you do so that we collectively can be a force for good in the industry. So I'm going to push some of you guys a little bit harder because you are already really good and you need the push. And I am still looking for people to continue to critique my work and push me, because I know that there's always higher that we can go. Now, back to you, Lee. A couple of things. One of the techniques that you can use, and it's always difficult getting underneath the brim of that hat. When you're working with hats, there are a couple of things. One, you can raise the chin just a little bit. It'll bring a little more light under the hat. Now, you've gotten underneath there with the lighting system. Or you can raise the brim of the hat just a little bit, or you can lower the camera angle just a little bit. Each one of those is a way that will help get a little more under the hat. Now, you can also use a reflector that will not do away with the shadow under the hat, but will decrease the shadow density. It'll make the shadow less dense, and then you use your light, your key light as a pattern, and your reflector to decrease the density. Another thing, you are just dead on bullseye center, and it kind of works a little bit with the two banks coming together, but I think that you could consider the placement of the horizon a little bit, this area back here in the back. Get it up off of just directly intersecting through the face and neck area, or through the chest and neck area, and raise him a little higher on that horizon. And I think it would add just a little bit to the image. And then finally, your light balance between the artificial light and the available light. They're almost the same, so it kind of gives us a flat look to it rather than a little more model light. And I would wonder, now you would look from your setup, you were using a 7-inch reflector off of your light, which is really gonna like spread the light out and give it a broad specular light source. You may wanna try with the same shot there, running a snoot that would narrow the light down a little bit, get all the light off the chest and just focus it in on the face. That I think would help out a little bit, and toning down the light just a little bit so that it takes over. That you take a lot of the detraction is not a good thing. A lot of the tension off of the sweater area in and around here, because the face is where you want that attention. And right now, with the lighting being the same on the face and on the torso, you tend this broad strip right here, a bright light, a bright color, really kind of draws your attention away from the face. So there's a couple of things to think about, but good work. I really like it. Thank you. Okay, next one, Keith Davis. Interesting photograph. Now, there's somebody that mentioned already in the comments about moving the train of the garment over just a little bit to cover this plate that's in the ground. You could either do that or you could remove it with your patch tool if you can be very careful with it. The other thing that I would do would be to change your depth of field on this a little bit, go to a wider aperture, and cause your background here to go a little bit more out of focus. This one lady right here walking away, kind of wait for her to get out of the scene. They won't mind kissing each other. They're newlyweds, so you can keep them kissing, or you can have them break for a second and kiss again, but just pay attention to your background. And by throwing it out of focus with shallow depth of field, that will help out a lot. So I don't know what focal length lens you were using, but I would maybe try to run up to 85 or even a 105 and then move back a longer distance. Now, the reason for picking either an 85 or 105 is that it will have a shallower depth of field just because the focal length is above 50 millimeter. So run it around 3.5, somewhere in that area, and this area will all go, will all disappear, or not disappear, but you will separate the mid-ground where your subject is, your subject from the background. Very good, Keith. Okay, we have Jerome Hart. Very good, Jerome. Interesting photograph. A couple of things. I would move her off of the background, get her farther away from the background if you possibly can. She's sitting just a little bit close to the background, so her shadow intersects half of her body up here, and it kind of looks, you know, just a little muddled on the background. By pulling her off the background, you'll drop the shadow down lower into the area, and I think that will really help out a lot. Hopefully you can get her farther off the background. You may have to go to a 50 millimeter if you were, unless you were already using a 50, but I use a 50 an awful lot. Secondly, I think that you could possibly consider going to a short light pattern rather than a broad. Now, the reason why I choose short light is whenever you have a round face like this, short light tends to slim the face down a little bit, and that would really kind of help out in, because she always wants to look slimmer, and it would help out slimming both her face and her torso. And then there is a software called Portrait Professional, and they have a body software that will help you bring down, you can map out everything on the body, and it'll help you shrink different areas of the body and give her a little bit more of a waist, and I think she would really appreciate you for that. Okay, very good. Excellent, excellent, excellent image, Anthony. This is Anthony Robertson, and I love the hair. I love the background, the sky. You've got the horizon at the right place. I love the camera angle. Couple of things. One thing, I would drop this kicker down on camera left down a little bit. It needs to match the lighting that you have on her face. This shouldn't be the brightest because the sun is already down, so it's going to be obvious that you're using artificial light. But by dropping that kicker a little bit, and you remove the specular highlight, or at least tone it down all along here the left-hand side, and bring it up to where it is on the face here. Maybe bring the face up just a little bit, but just kind of fine-tune it. And then consider moving her over here a little bit to the 1/3 compositional line, somewhere along in there, as you're composing and cropping the image. But you are doing really, really great work, man. Just keep it up. You're headed right up there with the best of them right now. So don't be just keep going. Okay, this one smacks at brilliance. This one is really a brilliant image. I love it. There are a few things that can be done to doll it up a little bit, but the lighting on her face and the posing is just perfect for the setting, the piano and everything. I might back off a little bit, get a little more shape of the piano in here on this side, drop her into the 1/3 compositional line, and extend the image so that it doesn't cut off her fingers and her arm over here in the side of her dress. Tone down the kicker just a little bit, this blue kicker. Just drop that kicker a little bit so that it's not competing with your key light. And then consider in post doing something to remove this sign, the elevator button, and the signs over here. And this would be just really, really, really stunning. It is still really stunning. So thanks for sharing it with me, and keep up the good work, brother. Okay, Willie Demetrius Richardson. Another great photograph, Willie. I appreciate it. Now, I want to say this. I've already said it before. Say it again. All of you guys are outstanding, and I want you to know how proud I am of the quality of work that you're doing, and I want you to keep that work up. Willie, a couple of things. Number one, tone down the kicker on both sides, the rim lights or the accent lights. Tone them down a little bit so that they don't overpower the key light, the main light right here. Your lighting right here is really cool, and I want to see it. And I want to, but I don't want to see. The purpose of that kicker is to separate her from the background. So drop that kicker down a little bit. You may want to consider raising it some, to bring a little more of the rim light or kicker up onto the top of her head so the top doesn't go so far out. But your lighting in here is really spot on. Everything else is exactly the way it's supposed to be. So great image. Okay, that does it for this week. And we will get back to the camera and come back around the front side of the camera, I hope. And there we are, and we are going to hope that this one's okay. This is the second time I've been through this broadcast. I hope that this one's going out. If not, my voice is done for today. I'm not gonna go anymore, but I hope it is. If you are watching this on YouTube, do me a favor, hit that like button right there. It really helps out with the algorithm. Go ahead and subscribe. I'll be glad to, or hit the bell button and be notified when I post another video. I post this broadcast every week on the YouTube channel and on the other various Facebook channels. Be sure to comment, and if you want to be part of Camera Artist Group, where you can directly submit your images, come on over to Camera Artist Group on Facebook Live, Camera Artist Guild Group, and join the group. Ask to join the group. Ask you a couple of questions and bring you directly into the group, and then you can post your image, or you post a message and attach your image, and it'll show up in the feed, and then I'll post that image, and then we'll critique it. I'll pick 5 images a week and critique it. Okay, everybody, I hope that the stuff for recession improving your business will help you a little bit. Stay lean and continue to turn out good work, and I will see you again next week. Take it easy, everybody.